Growing up, I thought law was all about courtrooms, wigs, and shouting, "Objection, my lord," like in the Nollywood movies. But that changed the day I watched a friend of mine break into tears after being denied medical attention simply because she couldn't afford it. No fancy laws, no technical loophole, just the raw pain of a system that had forgotten her. That moment lit a fire in me. I realized that not all battles are fought in the courtrooms. Some of the most important ones are fought for dignity, rights, and recognition. And this is why I'm drawn to human rights as a branch of law, not just to quote international treaties, but to make sure they mean something in people's everyday lives. Because let's be sincere, what is good freedom of speech if your voice is never heard, or freedom of education if you cannot afford school fees payments? Also, while growing up in the interior part of Benue State, precisely Shikam, Bagenakwa, I witnessed a widow in my community plead for her late husband's land and properties, which had been taken away from her by the distant relatives, simply because she had no son. No lawyer stood for her. No law seemed to protect her. She cried not just for the land, but for her dignity stripped from her in a broad daylight. I was too young to help, but old enough to understand unequivocally that it was injustice. That day, I realized that injustice is not always loud. It often hides in silence. These experiences sparked a passion in me that had only grown stronger. Human rights as a branch of law confronts the legal invisibility of the most vulnerable. According to the United Nations, over 70% of women in the world experience violence in their lifetime. Also, over 244 million children are out of school globally due to discriminatory laws and structural poverty. These are not just statistics, they are silenced voices, forgotten dreams, and crushed rights. Human rights as a branch of law does not just deal with arguments but advocacy, not just litigation but liberation. It is that branch of law that asks who will speak when the system is silenced. And yes, I want to study it with all seriousness it deserves, because at the core of every human rights case is someone's life or dignity. Unlike other branches of law which may seek political or commercial gain, human rights seeks to restore justice to the forgotten. It is not glamorous, but it is noble. And yes, if I can be one voice that prevents another woman from begging from what is rightfully hers, this journey is absolutely worth every second. Thank you so much for watching. I remain Alfred Atumbasho from the prestigious Reverend Father Moses Oshio Adasu University. Remain safe.